So the other day, I was having a discussion with one of the entrepreneurs that I mentor, and so I asked her why there was an expo, and she didn't go. So I was asking her why didn't she go, and she said something quite. She said to me, um, she knew about the expo, and the thing is, the people who are going to that expo are not her clients, are not her target market. So she didn't go. And so I found that to be quite interesting because I think what's important, especially as startup entrepreneurs, is to understand that everyone is not your customer. There is no customer called everyone, all of the above does not apply when you're looking for customers. So you have to be specific about the type of customers that you are looking for. And the classic example of startup entrepreneurs is when you go to a networking event, and so you meet all these entrepreneurs and you ask him, or you meet this brother and you ask him, so what business are you in? And he'll be like, yo, my brother, it depends on what you want. You want security? I'm in security. You want catering? I'm doing catering. You want cleaning? I'm doing cleaning. I do everything, So he's doing everything. He's looking for everyone who can actually give him business. And unfortunately, it derails you, because after a year, you realize that you have not achieved much because you were all over the place. So you need to be specific about the type of customers that you're looking for. So you need to know your customers so well. As they walk in, you need to be able to say, this one is going to buy, or this one is just going to ask a lot of questions, but ultimately is not going to buy. So you need to be that good in knowing them. So an example that I would use often is, so you leave the house. So you leave your house, you go to town or you go wherever, and you get robbed. So as you get robbed, there's two guys who are mugging you. So they steal your bag, they steal your cell phone. And what you then do is you go to the police station to open a case, to report a case. And what the cops are going to do is they're going to ask you to identify the people who mugged you. And the thing with that exercise is, the more clearer and more articulate you are about the people who robbed you. In other words, are these guys tall, short, dark-skinned, light-skinned? Do they have any things, marks on their face? What were they wearing? So the more articulate you are about identifying the people who robbed you, you are making it easier for the cops to be able to arrest these people, to identify them and arrest them. The same analogy applies, or the same example applies with your customers. You need to know exactly who your customers are. Are you serving men or women? Are you serving young people or older people? Are you serving people in rural areas or in towns? Are you serving people who are working in mining communities? Are you serving people who are working in IT companies? Even when you deal with government, you can't just say my client is government. There's different layers to government. There's local government that runs municipalities. There's provincial governments. There's national governments. There's the Department of Health, Department of Justice. There's different departments. So you want to be more specific with who your customers are, because the more specific you are, you'll then be able to identify them, and you'll then be able to get sales from them. So knowing your customers helps you in knowing who your customers are not. So if you know who they are, you'll also know who they are not. And why is it important to know who they are not? Is because you don't then want to waste time talking to people who are not going to buy. You don't want to distract or disturb strangers. You want to talk to people who are going to buy from you. So it's important to sort of know, this is my audience. These are the people that I want to sell to. I understand them. I understand the language. I understand how they want to be spoken to. And what that then does is, with the limited budget that you have, you are then able to identify and speak to them. So if you have identified 10 and it's the right audience, out of 10, there's a chance that 8 of them will buy. But if you just go and say everyone is my client and you target 50 people, right, there's a chance that 2 people will buy because you've spoken to everyone. And there's a chance that you don't even have a budget to talk to 50 people. So it's important to understand that not everyone is your customers and that you are able to focus on the people that are going to buy from you. As a last tip, what's important is to also understand that not everyone will say yes to your proposition. Not everyone will say, we like your product. But at the same time, not everyone will reject your product. So there will be those who will say no, and there will be those who will say yes. Your job as an entrepreneur is to identify those who will say yes. So very important, no, not everyone is your customer, right? Try and focus on that niche group of tribes that will support you. Find your tribe, find your niche, and then talk to them and spend your time delighting them. Thank you so much.